Welcome back to the last segment of our Matsanga Africa Perspective. This program, we talk, we share ideas, we bring new ideas, give information to governments in Africa to develop their own policies of youth, give the youth the potential so that they don't become extremists, religion to play a part. This last segment, I want to give it to my honored guest to show what he has done in the world by displaying his books, telling us more about a few things that he has done, is able to do. We have a very nice book that he has written, which is coming out now. Viewers all over Africa, get a copy. Go to Dr. Jeff Speaking, as it is, drjeffspeaking.com. You will find all details of his books, which he has written. A humble man from Kitui. Kitui produces very tough people. The Chief Justice of this country. You have Professor Makao Mutua, the opposite of the professor here, who also lives in America, of which we shall also interview him one day when he comes around. Kitui produces very, very important people for Africa and Kenya. So you have written this book called Succeeding in the Face of Challenge. To succeed faced by so many challenges. Dr. Jeff, yes. What motivated you to write this book?
So, succeeding in the face of challenge, I wanted to be able to show, to be a role model, because I feel my life as a human being, you do not share your life because you are naive. I want to share my life because I understand the responsibility I was given. Just the life itself of being a human being, you are responsible to the other, to the other people. And I wanted the experiences. When you grow from a humble beginning, your experiences are many. I have worked all sorts of jobs, including being an ice cream truck man. I was in the grasslands of Africa, raising, rearing cows and goats. I rose up to be a scholar, to a level of PhD. I worked in Wall Street in New York City. I'm a university campus dean. I'm a radio show host, for, which is based in Washington, D.C., WOL 1450.
Can we partner up with Punchline Africa?
Absolutely, I would love to.
So that we have a show every week.
Absolutely.
Between us and the United States.
Absolutely.
Yes. I would look into that.
Definitely. You are totally welcome, because there's a small contribution to many African countries, and in Kenya. Of course, I'm a little biased in Kenya.
Yes.
I would like to...
No problem. It all begins from the continent. Kenya is the hub of the continent.
Yes. I want to be able to partner with local communities and organizations, including the Department of Tourism, Foreign Affairs, and even the counties, because I want to promote Kenya as a destination with a distinction. And I know it is that, because I want people to know you can visit here. So in my book, to continue with the part of the book, I have given my life to share how I overcame different things, and I slept hungry. I also, because of my experiences, I talk to students how you can succeed as a student. Student, there is a design to being a student, and how you succeed in classroom, how you network with your professors. How to get to succeed at work. People look for a job, but they forget a job whenever they get hired. There are ways to succeed, get promoted, because people stay where they are, others get promoted, and they proceed to be other people. How to succeed as a sales and marketing person. I was a leading development officer, state of New Jersey, for Bank of America. I sold more money than anyone else in small business than with my accent in New Jersey. I lent more money. When I worked in Wall Street, I won an award as a training manager for the country with JP Morgan Chase,
Yes.
with my accent.
We are honored to have you here.
Thank you. How do you
Yes.
overcome those challenges? So I divide it into various areas, and if you read it, it is something I wrote from the heart. Most people write books, they research it, and they tell you what to do.
Yes.
This is what I did. This is not the only book that I did. As a university campus dean, I was motivated. There's a book you're going to find it in my website. If you go to drjeffspeaking.com,
Yes.
there's a place for sharp. You will
Yes.
be able to read my story and my other things there. You'll find that. The other one is timing, that is very personal to me. It's called Timing, Engaging When It Matters the Most.
Yes.
It is a red book. And it was
Timing in politics, timing in money making,
There's a topic.
timing in everything.
There's a topic called timing in politics.
Yes. You don't make statements when the time has not come.
Exactly.
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 Let's punch.
That is very important.
Exactly. I can read your mind.
So
Yes.
people would come by my office,
Yes.
and just because the manager is in the office or a dean is in the office, and I'm sure many of you have seen that probably from your employees. Just because you are busy on the computer, you do not have anyone else. That doesn't mean you come in and sit down. It may be the wrong time, maybe the time to put my things together, and try to ask salary at that particular
Yes.
time. You will never get a salary because you just timed the thing wrong.
You hit the point because there are certain things in a community, anywhere,
Yes.
in organizations, in a political science.
Yes.
One of the rules, I studied political science as my basis.
Yes.
Degree first, number one, degree number two. Then I went for conflict resolution, which is now a specialized angle. One of the rules of political science is timing.
Timing. Yes.
If you think you can win an election,
Yes.
and then you start 3 years campaigning,
Yes.
you have lost.
You have lost
Because you don't know what will change the values of the other person.
the other person.
So it is very important when you talk about timing, engaging, and
when it matters the most.
when it matters the most.
With youth, David Matsanga, we have to time, when do we do intervention?
Yes.
Do we intervene when it is, because we are looking for, what are the early signs? That's where we want to punch it.
Yes.
If you want to talk about punchline Africa, we want to punch
Punch
it
the
hard
early.
in the early intervention.
Sure.
We want to be able to identify youth when the signs are showing up. The
Yes.
government policy needs to invest hard to understand what are the early signs and how can we intervene before they go to the next stage and then we kill them. Like what they call, we have to nip it at the bud.
Yes. And
That's
stop
basically
it.
stop it in there.
Yes.
So those are very important.
Prevention.
Prevention.
Like HIV.
Like HIV
Yes.
in Uganda, what
Just
you did.
punch on that one. In fact, we use that in all aspects. That say it as it
Yeah,
is.
there are some
Yes.
of the ABCs answers that that have been spoken about before, where the girls would tell the guys in bars that
I'm sorry.
I am sorry, I'm HIV positive.
So
And
the whole bar will be empty.
the whole bar will be empty.
Exactly.
Empty.
So-
And we need to find some of the methods that have worked before.
Yes.
And also they are deterrent. That was a deterrent mechanism.
Yes.
And it is one punchline because once you say it, you can't question it.
The punchline and the timing and the engagement
And the
in the
engagement
corruption.
and the corruption.
That kills Africa.
That kills Africa.
What do we do?
So and that goes to my next, actually, third book, which is finishing.
Yes.
It's called Transition Point.
Yes. I need that one on this TV.
Yeah.
Transition point.
Becoming of a leader.
A leader, exactly.
How leaders become. If you're being trained to be a leader, you are not a leader. You're being told how to lead, how leaders do. To become a leader, you must be given opportunity. Then you will emerge to be a leader. I noticed that because I trained so many people. I tell them, to be a leader, you must be believable, you must be trusted. How do you create trust in a person? No.
Yes.
That person, you create an opportunity, they emerge as leaders. And that's what we need to do for our leaders. And that's just based in a book. Now, I'm a report that I'm going to be writing called, actually, I'm trying to edit it because it's 256 pages now, and I need to bring it down to a manageable
About
report. It's called
147.
Kenya County Governance, a Restoration of a Nation.
Yes.
I want to be able to bring those things, including corruption,
Yes.
terrorism, youth, how we can manage them through devolvement, going to the grassroots.
On devolution,
Yes.
you want to escape this one?
Yes.
Because you are the one restructuring devolution.
Yeah, yes.
Do you think Americans went to Somalia in 1991? From 1989-90, they told Siad Barre, for Somalia to be stable, a prosperous country, devolve.
Devolve.
You remember?
Yes, I do remember Black Hawk down there.
Forget it about before it reached
Before it
there.
reached there, yeah, the preparation, yeah.
Devolution is a good aspect. But devolution without evolution.
Evolution, oh, you got it.
As a scholar,
Yes.
both of us agreed that devolution
Evolution.
without evolution
Evolution.
does not work.
You have to change the culture.
You end up,
Yes.
let me finish and then give it to you. You end up, sir, having 47 warlords.
Yes.
Do you agree? Compare it with Somalia in 1989-90. Somalia was told to develop. The generals from the south went for Siad Barre, said, no, I think this is sweet.
Yeah.
So, since you are restructuring
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
please,
yeah.
government in Kenya, the Kenyan, this is a very good thing for Kenya.
Yeah, yes.
Talk
And we
about
can
it.
compare that to the US. US, you have United States of America, and you have the states in the US. One thing a president does every time is to do a State of the Union address, which kind of shows the state of how the cohesiveness of the whole government. And one thing they always finish by saying is the State of the Union is very strong. Now, one of the things in Ali Somali, I believe, after they were devolved, there was no sustainability mechanism, and they did not build the capacity to understand the culture, beliefs, and attitude. Bugoma, Gel Marakwet, Nakuru, the same people are not the same people in Kitui.
Yes. It's
So
exactly.
we have to be very careful when we draw one size fits all. We need to be able to understand the Mutuas, what really propels Mutua to high levels, to the summits. It is very likely that if Mutua applied the same thing to Kisumu, it may not work.
To what?
Because the culture, religion, the beliefs are different, and some may be inhibitive, and Kamba people may be more, they may
Acceptable.
be acceptable
Yes.
to some of the things. So I think there is even more studies that needs to be done. President Kenyatta one time when he was in Washington, D.C. said, when you build a house, because this is new, he's looking for ideas, and you look at where it is leaking, then we put things. He said, not that the Kenya system now is complete and it's perfect, but we need ideas to fix those things. And I never forgot about it.
Is it perestroika?
Yeah, we can say that it is. There are many people. There are many angles to it.
Yes.
But we have to go and fix those and look for ideas that are going to help. But one of the things is the evolution. We need to be able to teach the people what they don't even yet understand what the devolution is yet, and also change the minds of the governors. So it is very important to the evolution part. I love what you just said, evolution. That's a punchline.
Yes, it's a punchline. Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Look at that camera.
Yes.
Your parting shot.
My punching line is that Africa has the potential. It is the new frontier, economic, politically, in terms of population. We have one of the most potential continents in the world. The next frontier, the winning of the economy, the winning of social fabric, and the brains behind our kids who are young. It is the new, this is the new first world for the next century. So welcome to Africa, the whole world, and it's all here. Like the young people always say, because it was the topic of today, this is where it's at.
Thank you. Look at this. Today in this program, Matsanga Africa Show, we have talked, we have got information, we have distributed information. Listen to us. Give us more ideas. Let's rebuild. Let's have a renaissance, a rebirth of those values that keep societies together, the values that care for the youth, the values that remove extremism, the values that help governments to develop policies, and then the governments develop policies for the sake of the future generation. The youth of this Africa, this continent, this globe, rely on the advice, fundamental policies laid down by the governments of the day. Don't despair, don't despair, don't give up. This world needs you. Africa needs you. Platforms like this help to reduce the level of extremism. Platforms like this help to give solutions. Punchline Africa TV, all the way from Nairobi, London, we do it, and do it on Matsanga Africa perspective. Thank you very much, Jeff. I wish you a good journey to America and continue.